All right, I'd like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem, Akwadash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one pretty much is, just bear with me 1 second, you're going to be backed in a corner. You're going to be backed into a corner. And pretty much here with the elders, the Mashapad and Yazraala, and we're on our way to Texas. And pretty much, you know, we were listening to Elder Pastar's video that he did, you know, on these jakes, you know, that are doing the snatch and grabs and all that, you know, stupid nonsense. Well, really, they're being paid to do that because, you know, eventually what they want to do is set this system in place to where you're going to need that device, the micro C-hip, to get into these different stores, whether it's to get through the front door. And more than likely, they'll probably have all of the items behind, you know, some type of encasing or closure to where you have to use that device to get behind it to get whatever products you need. You know, so this is why we believe that they're doing that smash and grab, you know, and are causing a lot of stores to lose money that I sent to the Elder D-Mash, which you're going to highlight in this lesson. Now, this is going on in Europe, but remember, they're setting up a global digital system. You know, and matter of fact, before we go there, let me read this precept, and then we'll take it from there. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 3, and verse 10. It says, "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth." Our temptation, or this great time of testing, is when they set everything up, you know, in a way to where the only way to partake in the new system that's coming is to receive this MARK, you know, of the beast, you know. So you got Elder Damashpat, if you want to read some of that.
It says the digital identity wallet is an electronic leash.
Read a little louder if you can.
It says the digital identity wallet is an electronic leash which Brussels wants to control its citizens. It says there is a danger that the new Polish government may just wave through oppression policies.
Right.
Writes economic journalist Dariusz Matuzak. It says
it's about total control.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
It says the agreement between the European Parliament and the Council of European Union and the EU digital identity wallet is open to abuse and gives Brussels the ability to deny people's rights and control.
Right, so that's pretty much what it's all about. It's all about setting up a system that they control, and you have to comply with their demands. And if you don't comply with the rules, then you get put out. You know, you don't have access to your bank account. You don't have access to your records. You don't have access to your identification, so on and so forth. And that's why they want to put this on. That's why it says that no man might buy or sell save he that has the MARK of the beast. Go ahead.
Come on.
It's all right. Pull it back. You can call the brother back.
It says I'm gonna just read it over. It says the agreement between the European Parliament and Council of the European Union on EU digital identity wallet is open to abuse and gives Brussels the ability to deny people rights and control them.
Right.
Says,
now keep in mind, this is in Europe, but this is a worldwide thing, because we just read that they cause all, you know, actually we read that it's going to come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And when you look up that word world in Revelation 3 and 10, it goes into the word oikumene. And then when you look up the word earth, it goes into the word gay or gi, where you get the word geo, which means the whole earth, the whole planet. And pretty much the whole infrastructure of the planet where the whole digital system is going to be, you know, on. Because you're going to have remote areas out in the world that are not going to be a part of this system because they're outside of that spectrum, you know. And if you know, if brothers have any thoughts, anything you want to say, any scriptures, feel free.
I just wanted to say, the scripture says, he that fears the Lord shall fear no evil.
Beautiful.
So So, you know, in 6 troubles, the Lord is going to deliver us. And this thing is evil right here, clearly, right?
Yep.
The scripture says that also in that Isaiah 33rd chapter, it talks about his bread should be given him. So, you know, if you're trusting in any other kind of system other than Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you're still going down to Egypt for help. You're done.
Yep. This whole you know, system which is leading up to the implementation of the MOTB is the whole world. I mean, if you got eyes to see and ears to hear, you can see that the whole world is on one accord to bring this system about, man. You know.
That's right.
You want me to read some?
Yeah,
more?
go ahead.
It says according to the new European legislation, the wallets which are to be voluntary for the time being.
Matter of fact, let me just read the precept that the elder called for. This Isaiah 33:16. He shall dwell on high, his place of defense shall be the munitions of the rocks. Bread shall be given him, his water shall be sure. You know? So pretty much the elect of the Lord are going to be protected. When the enemy shall come in like the flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. You know, that's why it speaks about those that get persecuted for believing in the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And everything you see on the news, you know, pertaining to business and economics is all centered around this new digital system that they're putting in place, which is the beast system. You got it.
It says according to new European legislation, the wallets which are to be voluntary for the time being.
Read a little louder.
It says, according to the new European legislation, the wallets which are to be voluntary for the time being will include digital versions of all ID cards, driving license, degree certificates, and medical documentation.
Then we say that when you look at the word charagma, right? The first part of that word charagma means, you know, the device that's going to be inserted into an individual. You know, that would be, you know, that the delivery system, you know, which comes in the form of an NEEDLE, you know, and the word charagma is the word grapho, and the grapho means to write upon, to keep records, to store records in, you know. So each one of these devices is going to have a unique number that's going to be a representation of each individual person that it belongs to. It's going to be personalized, and you're going to have all of your information on there. Now, if you know, and that's what total control. Even Alex Jones said that, total control, and that's what they want. And this is what they're going to back people up into a corner, and they know to use food as a weapon, you know, because food and hunger is one of the greatest motivators outside of fear, you know, and that's what they're going to use upon these people. That's why it says that they deceived those that took that MARK. Okay? Yeah, you need to say anything? Want to say anything?
No.
All right, so go ahead, continue on.
It says the European Commission insists that the system will be secure, and current Spanish presidency of the EU is saying that this will make the EU a digital leader at a global level at a global level in protecting democratic values. But what has digitalization got to do with the European values?
Right, digitalization, because that's what it's all about. It's a digital system that they're bringing in place. This is why when you have the WEF, you know, you have all of these different meetings of these world leaders, everything is centered around what? The economy. And what direction is the economy of the world heading in? It's heading into a total digital system. You know, digital wallet, you know, digital this, digital that, biometrics, eye scans, thumb scans, palm prints, you know, facial recognition. Why? Because they're getting everybody used to interacting, the human body to interact with the internet, which they call the IOB, or the Internet of Body, or the Internet of Things.
Yep.
You know?
And they say people are lining up to take Neuralink. They said there's a whole bunch of people There's a bunch of people signing up to take this Neuralink, you know, thing. Elon Musk is bringing out, man. So, you know, I don't know exactly when, you know, they're gonna start doing trials, but you know, I think it's scheduled for next year for them to start actually putting that implant in people.
Yeah, because they already did the studies. You know, they already did the what's the word I'm looking for? You just mentioned the word too.
Trials.
The trials, right? They already did that. You know, now it's just a matter of just putting it into people, and people that are paraplegic, that have, you know, some type of neurological disorder, whatever the case may be, will be willing to do that because people want to walk again.
Yeah.
You know, people want to get with the latest technology. You know, like they want to be able to control instead of, you know, it's not bad. It's bad enough that you got the smartphone that's making people stupid, you know, but they want to control everything with their mind so they don't even have to move. Because the average person, especially in America, the average person in America is overweight, obese, because everything is at the touch of a finger. No instant this, instant that, drive-thrus, no remote controls. Uber Eats.
All that, you know, Instacart, all of that stuff. You know, people don't really have to leave the house for anything.
Right, and that's exactly what they want. They want everything brought to you, because this is the system that they're setting up through the UBI, Universal Basic Income, you know, and this is what's going to pretty much lock everybody down, you know, and not be able to have them move. What do you think the 15-minute cities are all about? Those 15-minute cities are so that people don't travel, you know, to and from like they do now. Everything is within 15 minutes of where you live, access to that area and that region, because everything is going to be broken up into regions, like the Hunger Games. You know, you're going to be able to live in the region that you can afford based upon your income, just like now, but they're going to provide the income for you. All right, let me read this real quick and then we could get to that. This is Revelation 13 and 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. Now this other beast is speaking about America, coming in the form of the ancient Roman Empire, right? It says, and it had two horns like a lamb. That represents your bipartisan parties, you know, which is your Republicans and your Democrats, which were the plebeians and the patricians in the past during the time of the Roman Empire, all right? Which set up their empire in Rome and that whole legal system based off of the Etruscans and the people that were there before them. Because Rome and the Senate and everything that we know today goes back to, the beginning of it goes back to Romulus and Remus, which was around 754 BC, I believe it was, around there. You know, you could fact check it yourself. It goes back to that. You know, so the whole system of America, the legislative body of the system of America and the way that the laws work, they work based off of ancient Rome. So it says, and had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. The dragon, when you go back to the Greek, is the word Dracon, which is where you get the Draconian legislation from, which Draco was an Athenian lawgiver who was known for a severe punishment for breaking the least law. You could have stole something and be put to death. You know, you could have committed a petty crime and could have been put to death. The severity of the penalty for breaking those laws. And that's what Esau's establishing here. He's cornering everybody through his legislation. You know, when you go to Isaiah, right, chapter 10 and verse 1, it says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. Now what is a decree? A law. And they prescribe these things because they pre-wrote them. They're pre-written. And then when they need them, they call them up. This is what the executive orders are all about. You have all these different executive orders, and whenever they need them, all they have to do is declare a state of emergency, and they can call all these laws out and shut everything down, put people into captivity, you know, and move people around as they please, as they wish, because they've been busy putting all this legislation in place.
Yep. And by the time you find out that it's a law, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna hit you off guard, man. You're gonna be like, you know, once they tell you, no, this is written in the law, and they go to the books on you, you know, you gonna find, that's when you're gonna find out you ain't really got no rights.
Yeah.
We don't have any rights in this country.
Never did.
At this point, it seems like you have rights because what's really on the books is not being enforced.
Right.
You know, because what's on the book is being enforced. You know, you're talking about, you know, legislation where they can just take your kids.
Yeah.
You know, they're setting it up where you don't have no control over nothing, ownership over nothing. You know, not even your own children. You know,
Yeah.
but that's the world we live in. When you know, like they had that thing overseas. I forgot what it was exactly. Where the woman said something. She said something. I believe she said something against homosexuals or whatever, and they came and took her kids out the house.
Man.
You know,
I heard
and she was
something
screaming. They came and dragged her. I think they came and dragged her son out. They're going to be pushing in all these lands, especially. Yep. Exactly. You want me to do more?
Yeah. You got something?
Yeah, it's funny how they can not see the flaw in their system. You know, they could because the system that they got already together with this paper dollar is falling, and they're about to which was created out of thin air, which isn't real money, and then they're about to bring on board a new fraudulent system.
Yep.
And that's all it is. Real money is real wealth is gold, silver, cattle, you know, land and slaves. And that's what the Most High God is about to put us back up on top of that, on top of that heap, that pile, right? Yeah. But it's also funny how they can all come together to sit online. They're all in one accord to bring the system on. Fighting one another. Yeah. They're fighting one another, warring at each other constantly. But when it comes to putting this thing online, this evil wickedness, you should be able to see, you know, that somebody else is orchestrating this thing, right? Somebody is higher than the powers that be, your presidents and your prime ministers. Yeah, the elites that are running this thing, that's the system. They're backing this thing. They're backing both of those wars that are going on right now.
Yep. Yeah. I just said that at camp, man. All these people are bombing. These people are bombing the hell out of one another, but they having the World Economic Forum where they all coming and sit together. Right. You know, your enemy's sitting right there.
Yeah.
You know, ain't no assassinations going on.
So, I was just about to say surgical strike like the Apostle Paul always talked about.
Yeah. Ain't no, you know, but all these people.
Or something along those lines. You know, because see, these world leaders, they know the deal behind the scenes. Yeah. You know, and eventually they're gonna get tired of this whole. And they're going to, you know, shoot missiles at her. The ones that have the missiles, even their own allies. You know, the European Union. They're going to get tired of America and shoot missiles on this place, because it's going to be done to fulfill the prophecies of the scriptures. Yeah. You know, now dealing with real money, you know, which is gold, silver, slaves, land. You know, as the elder was speaking about. You know, when we go into the scriptures give us what real money is. When you look up the word money in the scriptures, it goes back to the Hebrew word kasap, which means Abraham, Genesis 13:2. And Abram was very rich in cattle, in silver, and in gold. You know, and then when we go to the book of Job, the first chapter, and it speaks about Job, right? The third verse, it says, his substance also was 7,000 sheep, and 3,000 camels, and 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 asses, and a very great household. So that this man was the greatest of all the men of the East. You see? So this is how you weigh real riches. But the money that they have in place right now, which is the U.S. dollar, which is still the world reserve currency, even though it's crumbling, it doesn't have that value. Doesn't have that intrinsic value. You know, when you go. Well, that's why Maya Shabar said, give me control of a nation's money and I care now who makes the laws. Because basically, when you control the money system, you control the laws. Because really, these different corporations, pretty much own the government, lock, stock, and barrel. This is why they'll pay the government and the senators and the leaders a certain amount of money to pass legislation in favor of these big major corporations. This is why you got your Monsantos and you got your, you know, your these different pesticides that are killing people and these lousy foods, because the organizations that are selling these things are controlling the politicians. You know, and this whole system coming into place is going to force the whole world to comply with this new system, you know, or get cut out. Y'all got anything?
No,
Okay, can you read a little more of that? And then, if not, you know, we can get ready to close up.
It says, on the contrary, the move actually threatens European values, are argued by 504 academics and experts from 39 countries who have signed an open letter warning of a danger to people's online security and freedom.
Right, because at the end of the day, they want to take people's freedoms. This is why they want to change their interior, so to speak. You know, augment them so they can patent them. Because once you put something that you created into someone, that person really belongs to you. If you have a patent for whatever product you have out there, and then you have certain other companies that use that particular product and insert it into one of their devices, that device now becomes a part of the person who created that patent in the first place, or that device. You see? And this is why Esau is doing what he's doing, because he wants to take control from the Most High of the people, you know, the spirits of the world, and take control over them instead of the Most High. That's why the ones that do take that MARK, which is the micro C-hip, will be destroyed, especially here in America.
Yep.
And this place is going to go out, you know, with a big bang.
Yep.
You know, because the Lord is going to destroy it. Okay?
Hey, we are bought with a price. We are not our own. The Lord. Hey, whenever you agree to give another person ownership over you, you know what I'm saying? That's removing the Lord's hedge off you. You know, if you agree to take this man's, you know, M to the ARK,
M to the Izzo.
You know, if you agree to take that, then that's removing the Lord's hedge off you. Because that's saying, Lord, that's telling the Lord, look, I don't belong to you. I belong to these people. You know? That's the ultimate display of defiance. You know? So, hey, a lot of people are going to take it. A lot of people don't have faith. You know? There's a lot of people that listen to these videos, and as soon as the first day they can't eat a sandwich, they're going to go take it. You know, because they don't have faith. Because they don't take this seriously. They see this as, you know, hey, this is just something I can watch to be up on stuff. You know, niggas like to be, I'm up on that. You know, they don't take it as this is the real deal. This is something that's really happening in the earth. They take it as, oh yeah, I know about them. They be talking about this and that and blah 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 because I know, because I'm up on stuff. You know, and while you busy being up on stuff, these things that we're talking about is going to be presented unto you, and then you're going to realize. You know, the scriptures say what? Then they shall know that the prophet have been among them.
That's right.
You know, then you're going to realize that the things that we were saying are being presented unto you, and it's going to be too late for a lot of y'all.
That's right.
Like that. No, we ain't woke, we alive. We have been quickened in the spirit, man.
That's it.
So, and this is why we walk like this and talk like this and be like this, because the spirit is, and the Lord is rested his spirit upon us, man, to go and push this thing. Exactly. To blow the trumpet, sound the alarm, you know, because the sword is hit the ground, man. Yeah. The sword is hit the ground. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
That's right. I got a quick precept. This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, meaning the elect, shall no more stay upon him that smote them, because at one time that's all Jacob was doing, going to Esau for everything. You know, and to this very day, you still even have Israelites that woke up to knowing that they're Israelites, and they're still going to Esau for benefits, 501c3 charters and all this other nonsense, right? But shall no more again stay upon them that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. All right? So the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai in truth. Because as the elder was just speaking about, he said that the Lord has quickened us. And pretty much we're going to be going to him for everything. And 27 verse says, and it shall come to pass in that day that his burden, meaning that has been placed upon us, shall be taken away from off thy shoulder. Because the world, even though we're still in the world, we're suffering with the world, but we have the hope that the world doesn't have. We have an outlook, a positive outlook to the end of this whole system. They don't, right? It says, shall be taken away from off thy shoulder, and his yoke from off thy neck, and the yoke shall be destroyed because of the anointing. If you want to say something.
Yeah, and that hope on that hope that you were just going into, our hope is that for that new city,
yeah.
Our hope is for that new city to dwell in what? Righteousness, man.
That's right.
Because this is not righteousness. This is not living. Like the apostle said, that we're dwelling amongst them. We're pilgrims amongst this place, man. We don't love this place at all. We don't like this place at all because we have been quickened. We see right through the misery, if you will.
Yeah, using the world is not abusing it. Now this is Micah 2:10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted.
Yeah, this is not your rest, because you all see by now that that there's something and that's it, and think you're gonna be delivered. But there are requirements, man. The Lord wrote us strict guidelines and requirements. And then the Lord gave us a lot of mercy, because a lot of the requirements, you can't agree that you're an Israelite and just keep living your life smoking weed, committing adultery, being a deviant, a demon, and then expect to be delivered because you agree.
Right, and you're still voting in this system, trying to make a change in this system when this system is flawed.
Yeah.
Let me read it again. Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you with a sword destruction.
Right. Yep.
And then I got one more. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 4, verse 6. Seeing therefore it remaineth that some must enter therein, and they to whom it was first preached enter not in because of unbelief. Verse 9. There remaineth therefore a rest to the people of the Most High. That's it. You have something to do?
No, that was it.
Any closing words? Anybody want to say anything?
Hey, I just want to say, man, hey, take this seriously, man. Take this truth seriously, man. Consider, the ancient paths. Consider the ways of your fathers, or
right.
And take this truth seriously. If you're gonna be about it, be about it. Because you can only fool yourself, man. If you're not serious, you're not taking this truth seriously. If you looking at us, teaching this word, and you going to get lineups, sneaking eating pork like the Lord don't see you. Committing wicked acts, big or small, without any correction. You got to beware when the day of the Lord's vengeance come down. You got to be aware that you'll be taken by it.
That's right.
That's pretty much it.
That's right. So with that, we're going to give our praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushai Ba'Shem, Rakakwadash. We pray that you brothers and sisters have been edified. The Spirit hit us again with another lesson that we'll go into it. Shalom.
Shalom.